Okay, so one thing I forgot here was we should have written this as a coordinate point, x comma y. So x is -3, y is 4. That's the final answer right there. Okay? All right, I'm going to turn the page because I'm out of room, and we're going to do another example. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit easier one this one, so you can see that there's different ways you can do this. You have y equals 5, and you have y equals 2x plus 5. Well, right away you should see that this one is something that you really already know how to do, okay? You already know that if y is 5, you can put the 5 in for the y, okay? So we're going to rewrite this equation, only we're going to put a 5 right there, and then we're going to bring the rest of it down. Because y is that amount, I can put the 5 right there. So then I see that the variable is in the middle, which means I need to put the line down the equal sign and solve. So if I minus 5 to both sides, well, I have a problem because there's nothing over here, okay? I can cross this one off because 0, when I add it to something, means nothing. But I can't cross this one off because there's nothing I'm adding it to, so I'm going to go ahead and put 0 right there. So divide it by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so I just have an x here. X equals 0. Okay. Now, I already have an answer for y, so I don't need to even solve it. I just need to know that y equals 5. So I can go ahead and write it as a coordinate point, but I need to check it. So I'm going to have to check in this one here because of the fact that it is the only one that has both an x and a y. So for the y, I'm going to put 5 equals 2, and then for the x, I'm going to put a 0 in, plus 5. So I just check that out really quick. 2 parentheses 0 parentheses plus 5 indeed does equal 5. So we checked that. We did it correctly. So that one was particularly easy. You've been doing these ones before. It's just I'm showing you that this is a system because remember this line is not a y equals mx plus b line. This is a line where if you would have graphed it, you would have went to the y on 5 and done a horizontal line across. Okay, let's try another one. Let's try y equals 3x plus 5. And I'm actually going to draw a line in between these so you know it's a new problem. And y equals 6x plus 8. Okay? Okay, so step 1 was to solve for one of the variables. Well, I already have them both solved for. So honestly, if I were doing this one and I had a graphing calculator, I would not use substitution. I would use the graphing calculator because you can just plug it in and use that method. However, if you don't have a graphing calculator with you, you might want to use substitution here. So I'm going to say which one do I want. It does not matter, okay? Because this y is solved for and this y is solved for. So it doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm going to choose this one right here, okay? Just choose one and box it. This y is equal to this amount. So that means that's also equal to this y right here, okay? So instead of writing this y, I'm going to write this. So I'm going to write 3x plus 5 for that y. And then the rest of this, I'm going to write it exactly like it is, 6x plus 8, okay? Now I want to check and make sure that I now have an equation where there's only one kind of variable, and that's x. So I'm good to go. I can solve this one. So let's see here. Is there anything on this side that I can simplify? Well, I have x's and I have 5's. 5's a constant, so I can't simplify anything there. Okay? So now I want to look at this side. Once again, I have x's and I have a constant. There's nothing that can be combined or simplified there. There's no simplification necessary. So I notice I have variables on both sides. So if you're stuck, remember, variables on both sides, right here. So you can get some instructions here in my notebook. It's on page 20 and 21. Use your notebook to help you. All right. So, but I do know that I need to get my variables all on one side. So I'm going to say I want to get my variables on the left side. So I need to move this positive 6x's over there. And to move them over, I'm going to have to minus 6x to both sides. And I want to line up my x's. So I'm going to do that first and foremost. This is what's going to cross off. The 8 is going to come down. The plus 5 is going to come down, and 3x minus 6x is negative 3x. So now I have all my x's over here. Now it seems a little bit more obvious what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to minus 5. Okay, and this negative 3x comes down. 8 minus 5 is 3. And then I'm going to divide by negative 3. This is getting pretty obvious now. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1. So I have x over here. 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. So I have one of my answers. And I have x equals negative 1. Okay? The temptation is to stop. But you have to remember you had a system of equations. You need to solve for both x and y. You've only solved for half of it. Okay? So I need to now take this x right here, this negative 1 right here is equal to x. And I have to put it in one of these. It doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm going to choose this one. So I'm going to rewrite this equation. Doesn't matter which one you choose to rewrite, just rewrite one of them. And where that x is, right here where this x is, I'm going to put negative 1 right there. Okay? The rest of the equation's coming straight down. Okay, so then I can just, the y is by itself. So am I doing a line down the equal sign and solving? No, it's already solved for y. You just need to put this in your calculator or do this math. You need to do 3 times negative 1 and then add 5. Because it's already solved. You're not solving anything. You're just doing basic arithmetic. So 3 times negative 1 is negative 3 plus 5 is 2. Okay. So we're going to write that as a coordinate point. We've got negative 1 comma 2. And finally, we're going to check. It does not matter which equation you use to check. I'm going to use this one. So instead of y, I'm going to write 2 equals 3. Instead of x, I'm going to write negative 1 plus 5. Okay? So I'm just going to go ahead. Now, I already have a 2 right here, and I can't put an equals in my calculator, guys. So what I'm going to put in the calculator is this part right here, and then I'm going to see if the calculator says it's equal to 2. Okay, so you're doing whatever part you need to do the arithmetic on, and you're checking to see if it equals the amount that this says it does. Okay, so we're going to put 3 parentheses negative 1 plus 5. And it is equal to, which means we solve the system of equations correctly.